All right, welcome to Crypto Sports FC, and today we have some pretty interesting news. So, as you can see, Nasdaq, they released, they have a little article here, the 8 potential contenders to become the next big crypto king. Okay, so let's have a look at this. We can see that one of them is our beloved Chiliz. So I'm gonna go through Chiliz and I'm gonna read it and give my thoughts on what they say and kind of go from there. Let's remove this ad. Okay, perfect. So, so Chiliz CHD USD. So first ideated in 2018, Chiliz is another possible next big crypto. It focuses on monetization and fan engagement in the sports world. Chiliz.net is the first tokenized sports exchange worldwide where fans can trade sports branded tokens. Chiliz has partnerships with several leading global sporting institutions such as Juve, Arsenal, Barcelona, Manchester City, PSG. As a result, the platform also gives users the chance to participate in the governance of their favorite sports brands. Holding the native currency, Chiliz USD allows fans to have a stake in their club. What's more, Chiliz USD also powers the Socios.com platform. The crypto currently hovers at around 32 cents. The altcoin has returned a whopping 3,000%, year to date, with a relatively small market cap of 1.9 billion. This digital token currently ranks as the 68th largest altcoin in the market. Very interesting to see. So, this article is saying that Chiliz is a possible, super next big crypto. So, I'm gonna give my thoughts on this. Very interesting. As we know, we are a Chiliz Socios channel. I talk about other platforms, of course, like Coinbase and Crypto.com, whenever they get into the sports world. But we all know that Chiliz are the pioneers of all of this. Everything that we're seeing right now, I would say, is partly down to Chiliz. I would say as well, when it comes to the sports world, Chiliz is the platform that actually has a vision in terms of the sports world. I think a lot of them are kind of jumping on the bandwagon, because sports is sports. Sports it's a huge industry. Like, sports teams are there's money in sports, of course, right? And people, the eyeballs are there, right? We think about, I give this example of why an athlete makes more than a doctor. Even though the doctor spent that many years, they spent this much money, of course. But the reason why is because where the attention is. Where are people putting their money in? Where is the attention? The attention is there, right? We just had an F1 in Austin recently, yesterday. 400,000 people attended during the weekend. 400,000 people. Right? So you think about that, that's a huge number. You think about the Camp Nou, 98,000 people. Of course, there's not 98,000 people that go every single game, but you think about it, like, even if it's an average of 70K, even at 60,000, that's huge, right? Even where I live, right? NBA games, there's 18 to 21,000 people that go to games. You might think, oh, it's not that many, but you think about it, there's 82 games. There's 41 games at their stadium. So 41 games, that's a lot of games. So you think about it, there's a huge industry, and that's not even adding with brand deals, sponsorships, other things like that, merchandise. There's so much that goes into it, right? So this is going to be a very, very big industry, and a lot of crypto platforms want to monetize and they want to be a part of it. Now, what differentiates Chiliz from other platforms? Chiliz is, again, as they say, they are a fan engagement platform. So when you think about fan engagement, what does that mean? So that means you, as a fan, have access to maybe going to games, maybe having access to VIP, maybe even meeting players, voting on certain things that go on within the team, right? So this is going to be a very, very big thing, right? Now, I'm going to play, devil's advocate a little bit. I'm not just going to be like, yeah, Chiliz, hype it up, because I like to be a little bit unbiased. Of course, I am very big on Chiliz. I'm big on Socios. That's my favorite platform. However, I do like to play devil's advocate a little bit, of course, right? So now, what could obviously hinder Chiliz's growth? there's a few things, of course, right? Obviously, complacency is one of them. At the moment, I'm not really seeing the only real draw that I'm seeing, and this is a big draw, of course, so I can't say it's not a big draw. Is the game going to games? VIP. Obviously, they release SSUs, but in terms of the voting, and I don't know if this is just me, I don't really see much. Like, obviously, you can't dictate what goes on the team. That's very tough. Like, you can't really, but I would like to see a little bit more. Like, yeah, it's cool to like see the logos and stuff like that, but it's kind of like already chosen. So it's like, oh, vote on the logos, but it's already chosen. So that's kind of nice. But it would be cool if like you get fans to submit it, and then, okay, cool, this is the fan submissions, and we're gonna choose the top 3, and you guys are gonna vote on that. Maybe they already do it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they actually already do it. If they do, let me know down in the comments down below. But from what I see, what I'm seeing, it seems that they already have it generated. So the voting is kind of like, it doesn't excite me personally. Even as a Barca fan, it's cool to be able to change the banner and stuff like that, but it's not really like a huge draw. But then again, that could change. Another thing too is we don't really know what the partnership entails with the NBA. We don't know what the partnerships entail in North America. It seems that it's a sponsorship deal, but we haven't seen anything yet. Obviously, they're going to have their app coming out. That is going to be a big thing as well. But we don't know what that partnership is just yet. Hopefully, I'm hoping that it's not just what the other platforms are doing, just putting their names out there. I hope that they're going to be doing a lot of things. I've seen Socios Hoops has been very active, and that's their NBA channel. Check them out on Twitter. That's very big. They're doing really well, and they actually recently had a giveaway for Brooklyn Nets game, which is really interesting. There wasn't that many retweets, so it's still gonna take time to grow, and that's one of the other things. The North American market is very different, so they're gonna have to educate people, and that's another factor. It's going to take a lot to educate people on what Socios really is. A lot of people think of cryptocurrencies as, you just trade, it's volatile. This is what a lot of people think of crypto. Like, you think of someone who doesn't, like, I have friends that are in the stock market. One of my friends, he said, I don't want to get into crypto because it's so volatile. But Socios is a project, like, when you think about the project, when I explain the project, this is really cool. But still, it doesn't entice them to get into the project. So that could be a big factor as well. There's going to have to be a lot of education around the project. Even myself, I had to really educate myself on what it really is. But those are kind of the things I would think. If there's any one thing that you could think of, let us know down in the comments down below. I love having discussions with everyone. But otherwise, I think this could be a really big project. Sports it's global. It's one of the biggest things. You go to a third world country, not just third world, you go anywhere in the world. Like, I'm originally, I went to Senegal like 2 years ago, and you see, if any team's playing Liverpool, especially because Mane, right? You see Barcelona, Real Madrid, right? If there's a certain team that plays, you'll see people like all in one TV just watching the game, right? You'll just see stores, like shops packed with people just watching the games. And it's like everything shuts down just for those games. And these are just regular games, right? During the weekend. So sports is a huge draw. And I think with the SSUs, they have a huge potential there as well. That's going to be super big. It's going to be big, especially for people that may not be able to afford it, afford to get Chiliz. There's going to be the market is also amazing as well. The one that they have where you can go to games. You just have to use your SSUs as well. So that's going to be really cool. The giveaways that they do is also really cool. The meet and greets, if they can really utilize those, I think that would be great. I think what would be really cool for Socios to do, if anyone from Socios is watching, is maybe have one of your, like, someone that works for you or one of your ambassadors to go and start interviewing players. I don't know if you have access to that, but I think that would be really cool. And put that on your YouTube channel. I think that would be, obviously there may be licenses and obviously, sponsors, and obviously there may be whatever it may be, but if you can do that, I think that would be really cool. Or just more behind the scenes action, like behind the scenes, you see, because we're seeing fans go to the games, but we haven't really had the experience yet. We haven't really seen the Socios experience yet. So that's going to be really interesting to see. Yeah, but that's kind of what all I wanted to say. I do think this is going to be a really big project. If I didn't believe in it, like, I wouldn't be making videos about this on a daily. So I believe in this project. I'm of course gonna be heavily invested in it. Like, I would love to work with Socios one day. Like, that would be amazing. There's a lot of amazing creators that are currently creating content. Chiliz Netherlands, Azarovich, Chiliz Switzerland. There's also Jan as well, who's also creating a lot of NBA related content. Chiliz Austria, World of Crypto. So be sure to follow them as well. And there's a lot of other creators, so there's going to be a lot of big stuff within it. And I think we all have a similar vision, we all have a similar mindset behind this. It's really cool to see. I'm hoping there's more and more creators. But anyways, I've kind of rambled on a little bit about this. Thanks for watching. If you actually came all the way to this point, I know some of you may just be listening, so that's really cool as well. But don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks again, and don't forget to stay authentic. Peace.